With everything that's going on right now, this is an incredibly relevant video, isn't it? I think you're gonna have to ignore the fact that you can see my reflection in that and the camera. I know, it's annoying, but also the light keeps changing and I'm sorry about that too. Look, I'm really dark now, aren't I? So I see a lot of videos out there which teach people how to edit using software with different transitions, different LUTs, but there's not a lot of videos out there which actually teach people how to edit a good video. So I thought I'd basically dedicate this video entirely to giving 5 of my best tips on how to edit a good story once you already know how to use the editing software. Does that make sense? I should note that this video is also sponsored by Skillshare, and I will come back to that later and why it's excitingly relevant, but let us begin. Don't always do what you're told. I used to hate editing, and it was simply because I always did what I was told. It is the editor's job to essentially take the director's film and make it into a good film with what they've already got. The film is the director's baby, so the director is going to want to keep as much in as they possibly can. They want it to keep as similar to the script, and it is your job to check stuff and say, actually, no, that doesn't work. I think we should take it out. You say that to the director, and the director says, no, I want to keep it in. Okay, but you have to give me a very good reason why you want to keep it in. And that basically makes the director think a little bit more. It might change their mind, and if they really have a good answer of why they need to keep that scene in, you keep it in. And if you turn out to be editing the film that you directed yourself, which, you know, that's the case a lot with my films, you might take it to heart, but don't take it to heart, because the thing is, the film is there to please people. So please people. If somebody doesn't like something about the film, that's not a bad thing. Change it and it will become better. It's always about the story. You have to be brutal. In most cases, the final product of a film is never the same as the original script. All of the films that I've worked on, that's been the case actually. You're gonna be making a first cut, and then you're gonna cut it down, and then you cut it down again, and then you cut it down, and then you add some more, and then you cut it down until you get the final thing. It's all about the story. Leave out anything that you don't need. Take your time. There is no point in making a rushed, crappy film. Sometimes my edits will literally take over a year, even small ones, like the Edinburgh film for instance. I originally started on the Edinburgh film in August 2018. I finished it in November 2019 and released it in January this year. It was a film which meant a lot to me, and I wanted it to mean a lot to the people who watched it. I would edit a bit and then I'd go away for 2 weeks, and then I'd come back, edit some more, go away for 2 weeks, come back. You'll forget different parts of the story and you kind of think, oh, okay, so that actually works. Oh wait, no, that doesn't work, because you watch it with a fresh mind. So I took my time, and it's worth it. Get so involved. The best editors are the ones that get their foot in the door from the first stages of the film right to the very end. Or I guess another way of saying it is you should be thinking about the edit before you even start making it. Like speaking with the cinematographer and the director on what different transitions are going to go from one scene to the next scene. What shots will you personally need to make a solid edit, director aside? Get involved and have an open mind. Finally, tip number 5. This is my most important tip, and it's actually taken me 6 years to realize this. I learned this in the past 2 years. But before we get to that, I just want to take a second to mention Skillshare and why they're so relevant, okay? So Skillshare is an online learning website where millions of creative minds can go to explore thousands of different classes on multiple different topics. So say if I wanted to learn how to do animation, I could literally just go on Skillshare and I can find an animation class like this one that suits what I want. I'm a beginner, so I can start with a beginner course and I can keep watching to the point of being an advanced animator. So it's for people like you and me, curious creatives who are lifelong learners. Well, lucky for you and me, Skillshare's classes tend to be under 60 minutes long, and I'm sorry, but everybody has got time for boosting their mojo. I'm happy for you, but imagine me, an editor, who can suddenly and quite easily start to learn animation and learn how animation works. My films will become better. Your trade always has room for improvement. Not for the first 500 of my subscribers that click that link in the description below. They will get 2 months of premium polished membership completely free. And after that, a yearly subscription costs less than $10 a month, so back to the video. Tip number 5. There is always another way to tell the story. My most important tip with editing. If you or the director are ever just stuck in a rut, you're not happy with the film, you think it's awful, you don't think it's ever going to be a good film, well, you're wrong. Even if the film doesn't turn out how you expected, there is always a way to make it a good film. And this is why I love editing so much. You could take awful sound and you could take awful footage, and you can always create something new with it. I'm going to give you an example. So I recently went on the North Coast 500, and 2 days into the trip, my good camera lens broke, which meant that I couldn't make my glorious, beautiful Scotland video. So I basically had my GoPro and my phone to work with. I took that terrible sound and that terrible footage, and because I spent so much time editing it well, I basically turned it into the North Coast 500 tips video, which now has over 30,000 views in less than 3 months. You see, there's always another way to tell a story. So there you have it, 5 tips on how to edit good. If you found this video even remotely interesting, then please do give it a like. If you liked hearing my voice, then please do subscribe, and comment below if you want to see more videos like this. Or don't. If you want to see some examples of my editing, then do have a browse through my past videos, and you can click the end screen videos now.